consistency is also key. So find that consistency in what you're doing. For example, with my eldest son, I would start something, but then I would feel sorry for him. And because I knew that things weren't quite right. His body was under a lot of stress. So why do I need to put him under more stress? But there's a lot of things I'd let him get away with, or we'd start a punishment and then I'd pull it again. And that did him no favours and also did me no favours either. So you can never back down with strong-willed children. You really need to follow through. And if it means a whole day where you're following them around, enforcing those rules, it will pay off in the end. Routines are very important to them. Just like with leadership, they need those routines. Day in, day out, same thing happening, and you may find it easier then to get them to bend to your will rather than you bending to theirs. Lots of praise when they do something right, because they do love that. And enlist help, like I said, that is so important. Don't argue with a strong-willed child, because that's exactly what they want. They want your attention in any way they can get it. So if you're arguing with them, they're going, I'm going to win this, because I always do, because there's no way I'm backing down. So don't get in that argument with them. If sometimes with a smaller child, it takes that one smack on the bum, that might be enough for them to realise. If other times it takes, well, I'm going to sit here with you and you're not moving until you agree to what the boundaries are, that's what it will take as well. So think about those things. When you're receiving judgment from others, don't take it personally. One of the things I really learned early on, I was told a lot I just had naughty kids and I was too soft as a parent, and I knew that wasn't the case. However, it still hurts. It still hurts when people look at you and think, why doesn't your child do what it's told? What are you letting them get away with? And, we ate the right foods, we did all the right things. I did the new age way of parenting, and I was praising, I was soft, and I was encouraging their intellectual development. But a strong-willed child is just that, strong-willed. So you need to be stronger. They need you to be stronger in their life to guide them. Strong-willed children as adults are generally very successful. But you just need them to create those good habits as they're growing up, so that when they go out into the world, they can have a little bit more self-discipline than they might otherwise. So yes, I do know how difficult it is to live with a strong-willed child, and especially at Christmas time when they're with you a lot more. You're doing a lot more things out in public as a family or with other families and friends. And sometimes people look at your children and think, why aren't they behaving? You're walking through a shopping centre and they're jumping around in the shopping trolley or screaming at you because they want something on the shelf. Just understand that those people may not get it. It's not their fault they don't get it, but you're bringing up a strong-willed child. So be strong in yourself. Keep to those simple boundaries. Stay as calm as you can. The biggest thing to avoid is screaming at them or crying yourself. Again, that allows them a win. And in their minds, that puts them in the leadership position, which is quite an unsafe position for them. So even though they think they want to be the leader of the family, it is not what they want really. They want that very clear and concise guidance. They want those clear and concise boundaries to keep them safe. It's beautiful that our children can feel more safe in the world and a little fear. I would love a world like that. However, we need to keep those boundaries there for them. Okay, be consistent and firm. Giving in is so detrimental. Okay, it's detrimental to your well-being and it's detrimental for your children. And also encourage and give praise where you can. Sometimes you might only have one time a day, but that's enough. Just praise them then and then move forward. Okay, so when you're looking at a strong-willed child as well, make sure that you determine whether there is any physical or mental or medical reason for that. Like with my son, is there some deficiencies there? Is there some intolerances there? How can you be getting on with that with your food, nutrition and environment? Keep trying until you find a leverage that works with them. You really need that payoff. So whether it's taking something away from them, discipline, or whether it's a reward system. Mind you, in saying that, reward systems generally don't work a lot with strong-willed children, so you need to look around that and get very creative with them, okay? Because not much has value to them. It's a day-to-day thing of the battle of the wills. They love it. They thrive on it. So So you need to be clever. You need to be more creative. Okay, you also need a more rigid behavioural system with a strong-willed child. So their boundaries aren't as large as what a compliant child may be. They may not understand everything you're trying to explain to them, so keep it very simple and very rigid. And resist the temptation to make allowances for this child. Like I said, even though you may feel sorry for them, even though they seem to always be in trouble, even though people are looking at them the wrong way and you want to defend your child and protect them, I was very big on that and suffered a lot of guilt over it, as well as then had to create new habits for my children that I allowed them to create by wrapping them up in cotton wool. Let me know your feedback, but one of the segments I may do next year is I came from a very abusive first marriage, and he finally walked out of our lives when the children were both under 7, and the ramifications of that were quite huge for all of us. However, what I did for the next couple of years after that was I wrapped the children up in cotton wool, and out of my own guilt as well as my feelings for their loss and what they'd had to go through, I over-mothered them. And then coming from a childhood where I was under-mothered, I think I made a few slip-ups and errors in judgment in that. But I've learned from that, and I never give up, and I keep looking to improve, and I just keep moving forward. So, you know, set those boundaries and keep them very clear. Okay? So I hope that I've helped you a little bit. Next week we'll talk a lot more about the strong-willed child and some strategies you can use. But yeah, just remember, I get it, and some people don't. Don't ever allow yourself to be judged. The only time that you can be judged in any way is by yourself, and that is when you go to bed at night, say, how did I go today? What can I improve on? And do that tomorrow. And that's a positive judgment. That's looking back through your day and looking at it in a real way, because you were there every step of the way. Nobody is in your life every minute of it. So they may think they know how to help, but ultimately you have all the answers in you. These are your children. These are the leaders of tomorrow. So you step up and show them how to lead. You step up and show them how to be safe. And you may find that it's a day in, day out, tiring thing, but you will. One thing I do know is you will always have the energy for that, because they are your children and you get them. And you just allow them to fit into the world. But they have high spirits, and high spirits are quite wonderful to watch. And the compliant child also is a fabulous child. But life isn't always as easy as that, is it? So don't allow anybody else's judgment to get to you. You just do the best you can, and you just create those boundaries for you and your children and never give up. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next week.